Well, driving to the airport.
Once again.
Same duffels, same ski bag as 2.5 years ago.
It's true.
Begins again. And now you don't have to be so on the spot. This is for the vlog. Don't I have the best parents ever?
Party! We have the best son ever.
Yeah! 2 hours to leave for Denali.
We're
We'll start
psyched.
off with a little sushi feast. Here we are again. June 13th. Jenna's birthday tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little tired from just the mental energy exerted this week to pull everything together, but mostly just feeling excited to be back at another project, beginning Denali, where my last project ended, to begin where I left off is pretty fun. As a mother, how's it feel? Sending me off again?
You're the best. You can do it. I'm confident you're going to do really well. And be safe. And I'll be thinking about you every single day. And I love you.
So lucky you've been supporting me from day one. I'm here because of you.
And I got the gray hairs to prove it.
How are you? Good.
Hi.
There's Jenna.
You know, gotta do something.
Hey, hi. Hey, so good to see you.
The man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. John Kradowski.
Full of red blood cells to help you.
That's right. Coming straight off of Everest to come help the project. They call this the land of the midnight sun. It's about 1 a.m. right now. Mountains out, sun's up. Pretty wild. You want me tea or coffee or anything?
Maybe hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee.
Wow, really?
You two peas in the
No
pod.
coffee!
We've got the no caffeine.
No way, that's insane.
That's rare.
Boys
That's very
over
rare.
here.
You find the little packs like Kool-Aid or something.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
How old are you?
The Walmart shop on.
Hey, look at this.
Oh my God.
And it's in
look
your
at
budget.
that.
27 cents. Pink lemonade, dude.
Who are you writing back to?
I'm reading back to Guinness World Records.
Yeah. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. June 14th,
Yep.
2018, Flag Day.
Flag Day. It's officially my birthday.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Is this not just the best birthday ever? Like surrounded by.
Best birthday ever. The things I do for you.
Like you
Oh,
just
like
knew
the
like
fear of-
this isn't right. Like I can't summit today. Conditions aren't
Yeah,
right.
it's just-
Everest is not going to give up the summit today.
Yeah, these two Sherpas were coming. I think they were from one of the Russian teams because some Russians did go up and summit that day, that morning. But they were coming down, and it was like, hey, congratulations, wow, you must have summited really early. And they were like, no, because this was only like 3-ish in the morning. And they were like, no, it's too windy. We're going down. And these are Sherpas that have summited 6, 7, 8 times. So if they're turning around on oxygen and you're not on oxygen, for me, that was an easy decision.
Well, folks, Dr. John Kradowski dropping some Everest knowledge on us. Just returning from the north side of Everest. Well, we made it to Talkeetna. We're about to go meet a guy by the name of Todd, who in the 90s had the record for the 50 high points. So he reached out to us and offered to take us to lunch. So we're gonna go meet him and his wife as we arrive here to Talkeetna, which is pretty cool. We're here with Todd,
Colin.
former world record holder of the 50 high points right here.
And future world record holder of 50 high points.
Todd, I know you have an amazing story. It's a long story, but can you give us like the 30-second version, just to
okay.
give us the quick background?
So real quick, when I was 14, I was ran over by a boat. Legs got caught in the propellers. He actually died twice. Obviously resuscitated, or I wouldn't be talking to you. About 7 years later, due to infection and a paralyzed foot, I had my leg amputated. But I was wide awake when they did it. I just had them numb me below the waist. Didn't even have an
Can't even
aspirin in me.
imagine.
Talking to the doctor, he took the saw and cut it off. And then later on, I went off to climb the highest elevations of all 50 states.
No big deal. After that amputation, after all that, I'll just climb all the tallest mountains in the U.S.
Right, so there were 32 people that had done it before me. Of course, they all had 2 legs, and that was their disadvantage. That's what made them so slow. And then I ended up being the first disabled person to climb the highest elevations of all 50 states, the high pointing. And the current world record, Adrian Crane had that at 101 days. I ended up doing it at 66 days, 22 hours, and 47 minutes, thereby shattering the record at that time by over 35 days.
And what year was that?
That was 1994.
94. So now that it's 2018, times have changed a little bit.
They have.
What advice do you have for a young, up-and-coming, hopeful, a 50 high point record holder?
Well, one, you're using a strategy that we actually developed, and that was start on Denali, so that you start on the summit of your first, and then not have to count your ascent or your ascent time, and then also I would say keep it safe. When you get down and discouraged and it gets really rough, just remember that there's a bigger picture here that's going on, and use it not just for yourself and to bless your life, but to bless other people with your accomplishments too, so that you can inspire them to go on and do great things in their own life, just like you're doing with yours.
As incredibly inspirational, and for you to be one of the very first people we meet on this journey. We're hoping to meet lots of people across the United States, but to reach one of the former record holders right here, I mean, that's pretty epic. So thank you, my friend.
Good luck.
I really
wish you the best. Okay, so whenever you see all these great mountain climbers doing their stuff, you wonder, well, how about those guys that are photographing it? Well, they've got the hard climbing, which they got to go find the weird spots, climb up ahead, do all the crazy stuff, so that the star of the show can look good. Anyway, and there's your guy right there. He's going to make that happen.
Maybe.
Right.
Initially, this was a solo trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I roped him in.
All right.
Yeah. We just added it up and we've got 242 pounds of gear. 242 or 282?
282.
A little of that we're leaving down at the bottom cache. That means that we're about to try to lug about 250 pounds, 125 each up the mountain. That seems doable. I'm carrying it all to the summit too. Hard to see, but Denali's right there. Right there, hiding in the clouds. Yeah, otherwise, what's the forecast that you guys are seeing? Like, it might be 4 or 5 days or something like that if we don't get in tonight.
K2.
Yeah. So they just said that was K2 calling and said, do you want to fly to the glacier right now tonight? Because
they don't think the morning's going to be
not going to be any good.
Oh no.
They
And
totally can't predict that though, obviously.
they said you might sit in Talkeetna for 4 days.
Ironic, we talked about the fact that the weather is unpredictable.
So they said we would need to be on the plane in the next 20 minutes.
Until the weather hits us and we have to
We just get
set
worked
up
in a
camp
storm.
and get worked in a storm.
I think it's really just a matter of, do you want to be stuck here or there? If it'll make you feel like you're like making progress being out there getting worked, then like
Yeah,
do it.
But it might
But if
not
it's
feel
just
like
gonna
progress, it might
drain
just feel
you
like we go,
right
we
off
get
the
drained right off the
bat.
bat versus
Yeah.
a good night's sleep.
When you see a pattern like this come in, and I'm not holding it in.
We
it's
haven't
your
seen
face
many
on-
patterns like this.
You haven't.
I've been here 15 years. I haven't seen one this time of year.
You pulled other people out of parts of the range because of this storm.
Yeah.
I think that means we don't fly in outside. We don't choose to fly into that. We just got word that we either fly in right now, and a storm.
One of the worst storms in 15 years, that the pattern that you've seen in 15 years of flying has only happened once or twice, especially this time of year. Usually June, it's not as severe.
Better get used. Better settle.
Juice.
Better settle in because we might be here for a little while.
Maybe we can go work out.
Yeah, you guys start lifting.
I'm gonna go for a swim in the river.
All right, we're calling K2 Aviation. See if they have any different news for us this morning.
Yeah, so I just head on over here about 8 o'clock or so. We'll have our morning meeting with the pilots. It's reasonable at base camp now, but I don't know how long it's going to last, so we'll probably try to get you in first thing this morning.
All right. I mean, it's the same.
That was just standard procedure for him then.
They're not thinking about what it's gonna look like
once you get there.
Yeah, they just want to get you in
They
there.
just wanna get you
so
Best case scenario, what, we climb to 9,000?
maybe, yeah.
I mean, would you climb during the day today?
If you can't see, probably not. Probably not a good idea to go.
We're at base camp tonight, getting nuked on. We're going like, why are we here?
And we're not moving.
Fuck, did we come here? Like if we do that,
Yeah, we're not moving.
I mean, if we do that, then like, I'll have a laugh about it and we'll be fine.
Well,
It's like, you know what I mean, like I'm
if
not.
that's your desire to avoid that, then that sounds like we're staying here. And that's fine.
Eat a big, yummy, gooey cinnamon roll.
Genevieve's leaving.
I'm leaving you.
Where are you going now?
I'm going back to Portland
Run the logistics.
to run more than logistics, but yeah.
That's where we're gonna see. We're gonna see in Georgia when we pick up the RV.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, the domino effect will happen once you summit Denali, so we'll see what happens to the schedule, but yeah. Georgia. Bye. Bye, be safe.
Bye. Mwah. Love you.
Said all the longtime locals are talking about how terrible it's going to be up there. We'd rather sit here in Talkeetna with reasonable weather and the ability to eat good food and beer.
Exactly. Cold beer.
Or you'd rather go up there and just sit in a tent and maybe be able to get part way up to 14 camp and just sit there and struggle.
This is me pushing our gear back into the hangar, not onto the plane. I'm honestly pretty disappointed, not feeling great right now, but I think we're making the smart decision. It's never easy to make the call not to go, but the world record clock does not start ticking until we reach the summit of the first mountain, and hypothetically we're still well on pace for that, even the same date we wanted to do. 5 feet of snow buried on top of us, rather than rest up here and fly in a few days when we know we can move on the mountain.
Hey, dude, you gotta save your energy, man. You gotta save your energy. Let me take this.
We heard the word typhoon thrown around, which is not a word that they throw around here. God, people in Alaska are hard. These are like hardened people, and they're looking at us like, yeah. You really want to go like suffer just for suffering's sake? We'll take you out there. This happened to me on the front of my last project. Actually, I was reminded that in Antarctica, the first week, I was delayed for the exact same reasons, and at the time it was super stressful waiting that out. But in the end, it was actually better for me because the world record clock didn't start. So trying to remember, learn those lessons, although it just never feels good inside to stick it out here in Talkeetna for a few days, monitor the weather, and get underway when we can.